Hello, hello. I'm back after a short break. One more sample library to sample, to demo, to test, to review. This time it's going to be Heavyocity's big boy, also known as Gravity. Now, let's jump into Pro Tools over here. Now, what is Gravity? Well, first of all, it's a lot of stuff. that's the first thing to know. Gravity is essentially, well, it's probably easier to explain once I open this drop-down menu here. So you can see it's hits, pads, risers, and stings. So for me, there has been a distinct lack of riser and hit libraries out there. Now, obviously, you can make your own with sound effects and found sounds and these kind of things, or with synthesizers and so forth. But I think it's actually quite complex and difficult to make really good sounding risers. And obviously, as a media composer, you don't necessarily have the time to sculpt your own hits and risers and so forth. What I really like is I've really enjoyed Native Instruments rise and hit, but it has sort of maybe met its perhaps not end, but I've been using it a lot, and I've sort of found myself yearning for other sounds and more sounds, and Gravity certainly offers a ton of that. So for me, it's kind of an extension of what rise and hit sort of can't provide me with anymore. It's still a brilliant library, but I just found myself wanting more and something different. So you have hits, which are essentially the kind of impact sounds. You have risers, which are the sounds that lead up to a hit. And you would be using this library in a hit and riser way in sections where you want to build up and you want a huge hit, or it doesn't even need to be a huge, could be any kind of transition, kind of a mellow one, a big one, an epic one, a subtle one. And obviously then you also see the pad category here, which is kind of interesting to me because I want to see what that is about. But this is a huge library. So I'm not going to be going through all of this, but just going to be kind of diving through some of these menus and you know, seeing what it's about. I think I'm gonna start with the risers here, and we have 15-second risers and half-a-minute risers. Both seem like long times. Usually I use, it depends on the part, but it could be like a bar or two, half a bar, or even shorter, or maybe 2 bars or something like that. So just gonna go with 15-second risers all. Let's see if we crash the whole system. We don't. Now you can see the user interface here, which is very good looking. Everything is reasonably well laid out, looks awesome, so forth. So I'm just going to be playing some of these and seeing what this is all about. So here you can, excuse me. So here you can see the length control over here. Now we're at 6 bars. You can also choose time, which is seconds. I like to work with bars because, well, that's what you're, actually working with most of the time. So this would be, let's do 2 bars. And I wonder why this is so janky. Okay, so it resets back to 6. So I wonder why they've gone with 15 and 30 seconds. Those are very, very long times. It's kind of strange, in all honesty, but I don't know. Maybe there is some sort of a reason for that. So these are organic hybrid ones. That's really cool. So that's kind of interesting. When you change the length of the riser, it actually just, it doesn't give you the whole thing sped up or sort of scaled to that time. It just gives you the ending of it to that timing, which is kind of like, you know, I expected it to kind of build or sort of scale the whole thing, the whole waveform into that time, but I guess that's kind of different. It's going to be a different approach when you have such long risers. It's 15 and 30 seconds. Like if you're in a 3-minute song, that's 1/6 of the entire thing, which is a lot. Which I guess the idea, at least what I can think of, seems to be that now you have the option of these long build-ups. And then if you only need the riser part at the end, like a bar or 2, then you can only use the ending of it, which is kind of like a double design, I guess. But it's, you know, I gotta think about what I actually think about that. But so you kind of get like a double use out of these. Let's see what the organic ones do. Using these, this is very janky. I don't understand why. I mean, I'm grabbing this and you can sort of slide, but then it's kind of strange. So those are kind of cool, interesting ones. Let's go with the hits full menu here. See what's what. Okay, so I see what this is about. They're really, even the hits menu, there's obviously the hit and the tail, but you also have the riser itself. So it's not really, first of all, it's not named the same way as, well, what I would expect, or how rise and hit is done, for example. So you actually get the whole deal with the hits part here. Okay, so in typical Heavyocity fashion, these are tremendously well produced and mixed. So you can really pull them straight into your scores and start building those transitions. Obviously, there's a lot to choose from here. And they've also broken down the impacts, subs, tails, and whooshes. So everything you hear in one of these hits that I just played, you can break them down into sections, and then you can piece together whatever you want. But I mean, these are brilliantly done. Get the idea. Okay, I'm gonna go into the pad sections. This is really the one that I'm sort of the most interested in, I guess, because I'm not sure how much utility I'll get from this. I hope a lot, but let's see. I'm gonna go with complex and ethereal. And just see how these work. Okay, so that's interesting. They're kind of, you have sort of different presets within a preset. That's kind of interesting. Really useful, actually. That's stunning. It's a track right there. Yeah, I was really hoping I could find gems like that, which really, you know, resonate with me and I can put into my toolkit. Some of these have like really cool qualities, but I'd really want to tweak a lot of things. And to be honest, a lot of this layout is a tad bit confusing to me. I mean, I can understand, you know, these over here, but going into the layers and editing qualities and you know, some of the synthesis components in there would be cool. I mean, I understand these completely and all of this, but I guess I don't know if there's a way to kind of dive into these sections. Kind of some of the pitch stuff. This is just general pitch. Punish, yeah, that's typical kind of Heavyocity processing, big knob stuff. So yeah, I guess we only have a basic kind of ADSR. Yeah, okay. Cool. I don't know how much of that I can tweak. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to see when it comes to that. But yeah. Oh, I mean, that previous pad, just stunning. That distant kind of guitar-y, be a bit like vocal forming the kind of almost like, I don't know what to call that. It's kind of like a yawnish I don't know, aching sound. It's doing that pitch bend wobble thing that I love so much. Yeah. Okay, so that was the ethereal. That's really the one that I'm most interested in. I mean, the sound design and mixing, production work on these is just crazy. Such a good quality. I do maybe wish there was even more here. I only touched a few of them, but yeah, I mean, some of these were just breathtaking and just cinematically beautiful. Cool. Well, I think that's enough for me. I just wanted to get like a foothold into the library and test some of these things. This is really something that I'm going to go into once I actually have a track finished for the most part. Then I usually add, you know, risers and hits and stuff like that to really get the production, push it to the finish line. Having said that, I will be using some of those pads to build some of the kind of more ambient stuff and soundscapes that I'm going for, but just wanted to get a general idea of what I'm dealing with here. And I do have to say the scope of it was slightly, maybe a bit smaller than what I expected. I expected this massive beast based on the demos I've seen and the information I've read, but I think that is very much within the realm of what I can wrap my head around. And you know, I think these are well laid out, which helps a lot. So yeah, can't wait to put this to use. I will be using this a lot for an upcoming project that I'm working on. It's really, you know, set in space, and I think this is going to be a great world building tool for that. But hey, great job, Heavyocity. Gravity is already kind of well, I wouldn't say old as a library, but it's definitely been around for some time and still holds its water clearly. And I'm happy they did it because, as I said, there aren't enough riser and hit and these kind of libraries out there. So thanks for making that. Okay, that's it for that general introduction into Gravity. Maybe hopefully some useful sounds and stuff in there. That's it for me today. I'm gonna actually go into some vocal production stuff now, so no more streaming for a while. Just wanted to get some of these demos out of my system and really hopefully make something useful out of it, instead of me just playing around here in my studio alone. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I will see you next time.